calling on Peter Fitzpatrick. Deputy Peter Fitzpatrick.
Just like to welcome our witnesses, and I just hope that we can get the truth. My first few questions will be for Mr. Tubridy. The first one will be OTE engaged in the deceptive practices, but hiding payments, misrepresentation of financial reporting and hiding information. Yes, OTE was responsible, but you didn't take action to resolve these errors. This is an act of deception. Do you agree?
No, of course I don't agree with that assertion. That's why we're here today, to counter that, and that's why you have a document full of answers to the questions that are essentially put to me in your question.
So you're saying you didn't hide payments?
No.
You didn't misrepresent the financial reporting?
No.
And you're hiding no information?
Correct.
Okay. Do you realise that the people are looking up to you and they really, really feel let down by you? I don't know all these people are rubbing their shoulders and rubbing their hand, because I tell you one thing, if you came to County Louth, it'd be the opposite. On the 3rd of March, you shut down talks of you leaving the Late Late Show. You had a cushy number, you were well liked, nobody would give you a wimp. A week later, questions started to be asked and your retirement announcement came nearly 9 days later. You repeatedly stated this morning to the committee that you were leaving the Late Late Show had nothing to do with this. As you put it, the Covenant fiasco. You stated this time is simply coincidence. You stated that in your statement that you first became aware of the Grant Thornton review in May. Is this true?
Deputy.
I'm only asking a question.
And I'm only answering.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
Just answer the question, please.
Yeah. Your dismissal of the good people of Ireland who have the courtesy and the kindness to approach me on the street is not something I appreciate on their behalf.
They approach me too.
Deputy, secondly, I wish I'd brought them with me in some ways, the countless cards and letters I've received from people around the country, speaking words of kindness and indeed wisdom, and I wouldn't like to dismiss their decency either. Thirdly, no.
If you had been made aware, would you have stayed in your position until the end of your term, or would you have resigned if you knew? It
is a hypothetical that is unbecoming.
It's think
of this of the committee. No, but I would also say, I get the sense that you choose not to believe my reason for leaving the Late Late Show.
I'm only asking the questions. I'm asking my people.
And Deputy,
yep.
Please, I'm only answering your question.
Well, you're not answering him.
I have answered. I've answered you quite clearly. That's the word no, and equally with my answer to you regarding the Late Late Show. If you choose not to believe me, I think that's a terrible pity, because
I'm only asking questions.
You live with a lack of truth then.
Right, if OTE were overstating the amount of money that were paying you, I'd like to know.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
If OTE were overstating the amount of money that were paying you, where's the balance of the money? In the public service, any recipient, but you're the recipient of overpayment, is obliged to return that overpayment. Would you be willing to return this overpayment to the public funds? This is taxpayers' money. Your audience.
Yes.
So would you be willing to return the overpayments to the public funds?
You need to refer to the document, Deputy, where you will find.
Please answer the question.
I will. Yeah, there have been no overpayments or of any sort. There were overstatement of payments by RT because of their unfortunate accountancy errors.
I said if OT were overstating the amount of money and you knew they were overstating the amount of money, I'm asking you a question, in the public service, any recipients of overpayments is obliged to return the overpayments. Would you be willing to return this overpayment?
Yeah, no, the difficulty here is understatements. No.
Did you have any other undisclosed commercial involvement with a third party?
Again, please.
Did you have any other undisclosed commercial involvement with a third party?
No.
Okay. Did you really think that the Reynolds deal, that people wouldn't think you were trying to avoid a pay cut? So people know about the Reynolds payment. Do you honestly think that people don't think 1 and 1 is 2?
I think that the nature of an independent contractor signing a deal with a different company is pretty complicated. To be honest with you, I'm not a very smart man when it comes to these things. That's why I pay a smart man to do that for me. So you'll have to forgive me for not having a great grasp of the detail here, but I never set out to cause any confusion to anyone at any time, ever. I never underestimate the intelligence and the decency of the Irish people.
Well, it is difficult for the Irish people to reconcile that the Reynolds deal was an entirely separate arrangement when it was formed part of the 2020 contract negotiation. What gives rise to D Forbes? She had a wee side note on the 19th of December. Did you make a threat that you want to walk with your job? At the time, through your weekly radio shows and as a presenter of the flagship Late Late Show, this brought in significant proportion of money and commercial revenue to OTE, and when they were under severe financial pressure. Did you leverage this fact, and did you pressure the Director General to keep you happy?
No.
It never come up.
I didn't negotiate with the Director General, Deputy. I gave them back money as it happens. Noel will fill you in on that if you wish to hear them.
Mr. Kelly, you're putting the sole blame on OTE regarding this fiasco. Why did you ask OTE, a public body, to guarantee payments due from Reynolds, a substantial private company, to have Ryan Tubridy commercial obligations underwritten with taxpayers' money? Mr. Tubridy always said in the Late Late Show, we're all in it together, and this money is public money. Do you think this is unacceptable?
So, firstly, the agreement with Renault is with RTE. In relation to the public money, we were paid by Renault. Our understanding...
So you were paid by OTE?
No, we were paid by Renault. We were paid by Renault. And then we were paid by Astis. And we understood that Astis was involved with Renault. So all times we were acting under instruction from RTE. The relationship with Renault is with RTE. It's not with us.
Right, OTE rejects the claim that incorrect versions of events were presented to the Oireachtas there last week regarding the OTE agreement to underwrite payments. Within your pack, you provided email evidence to prove your point. An email isn't a contract, I'm sure you know that.
Sure.
The position of either party could easily change in minutes or days. Can you show us the actual contract?
So the contract...
Do you have an actual contract?
So exactly what contract?
Do you have a contract? Do you have a contract? You're saying that you had agreement by an email, right? I'm saying, do you actually have a physical contract? You know what?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Do you have a contract?
I appreciate. Sorry. As you said.
So yes or no? Do you have a contract? I'm sorry, I don't mean to fluster you.
Sorry. We're dealing with a €350 million operation, RT, huge. I, at any time, would just assume that they knew what they were doing. We have a contract. The email from the CFO confirms that this is their position. And again, there's no secret. There was no secret. And then D Forbes verbally said that they would honour the contract. All we wanted them to honour was, we never thought that RT would ever pay this, ever. All we wanted them to do was, if the sponsor changed, that we would be able to have an interaction with the sponsor, because the relationship with the sponsor and RTE, that's the relationship. So we needed to if the sponsor changed, that we could renegotiate and rework what they may want to do. That was all.
In relation to the consultancy fee invoices, you simply followed instructions.
Yes.
In fact, you are a very, very successful negotiator, and 3 of your top talent is an OTE. Why was this not questioned? Neither of you are consultancies. If OTE told you to invoice a company you never heard of, why did you not question this? It makes no sense.
I suppose it's obvious now, but at the time we were just acting under instruction. We have been working with them for 23 years. I never saw any reason why RTE would be doing anything deceptive. Why would you? The national broadcaster. I'd listen and look and pay my licence like everybody else. Why would you? Honestly.
Do you have a relationship with the incoming Director General Kevin Bathurst, since he previously served as a deputy Director General? Do you have a relationship with him?
I would have met him a couple of times, but the same. I met D Forbes 6 or 7 times. No, but as I said, I wouldn't have. I don't have relationships with these people. We meet them with their lawyers, with their accountants, in their boardrooms. I haven't had a cup of tea with them. I haven't had lunch with them or dinner with them. These are people that you meet in the main tower in RTE when you're negotiating contracts. But I don't know these people. They're not my friends. I don't know them.
Right, just my last question anyway. DocuSee signed the tripod contract, which was provided last week on behalf of Ryan Tubridy on the 23rd of April this year. It is almost as if someone found out that the auditors had discovered the unreported payments to Mr. Tubridy, and the Ryan Tubridy informed were told, and both decided to jump ship before the scandal became public. I'm just going to say, when is a contract not a contract? Do you, that's the question I'm being asked by the public.
When is the contract?
Two people seem to jump ship at the same time, right? It's that coincidence as well. Everything seems to be a coincidence.
Sorry, who's...
I'll read the question again here, right?
But who's jumping ship?
Sorry.
Who's jumped ship?
Sorry. Last week, people jumping ship.
Oh,
I feel as though you
from RTE?
Yes.
No, I think he means from your client, to be honest.
I feel as though that Ryan Tubridy and Defoe seem to jump ship at the same time, right?
Oh, no.
So I'm saying it's that coincidence as well.
I wasn't jumping ship. I'm still...
Ryan's still under contract.
So he's not under contract.
He is under
His
contract.
Mr. Tubridy's contract is up. He's been paid. When's your contract up?
It's in
2025.
2025.
Yeah, but we're not told the contract was up there on the 31st of... you're renegotiating your contract at the moment, is that right?
Renegotiation,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, renegotiating for radio-only services, but the contract still stands. The contract is still standing.
So the money you're getting at the moment is just for the radio station?
That's my understanding of it, yes.
No, sorry. Do you not know what you're getting paid? No.
I mean, Deputy, it's been a long 3 weeks, as
Hold
I
on
have
a
to say,
minute,
and I do know, you know what I'm getting paid. It's written in my contract. I'm here today to tell you that. But it is being currently, as Noel will tell you, it's being currently, they've suspended the negotiation. So that's why we're in a bit of abeyance at the moment until I'm told, as I said to you 2 minutes ago, I could be out of a job on Friday or I could be back to work next Monday.
So it's still a possibility that you could still be getting paid for the Late Late Show. And
No,
Not the Late
not
Late
the
Show,
slightest.
no.
No, sorry, not the slightest.
So at the moment, all you're getting paid is for the radio station?
Well, that's my understanding.
Yes. TV services are finished. They finished at the last
Absolutely.
Late show, which would have been in May.
Okay.
And
To conclude,
just one
Deputy
second. No,
Fitzpatrick,
sorry,
yeah.
no. I don't say, listen, I'm asking the questions that the people who put me in the job is here, right? People are very, very disappointed about you, right? And in fairness, I will put my hand up and say, fair play to two of you coming here today. Like, you didn't have to come in here today, but you did come in here to ask the questions. But I'm just trying to say that people just want to know the truth, what's actually happening at the moment is.
Okay.
Last week and the week before, we seem to be told lies. All I'm hoping for is that the information that we got today from both of you is the truth. And if it is the truth, we'll all put our hands up. But I'm just saying that the public
No, thank
are
you.
very...
No,
sorry.
Fitzpatrick,
And people,
may I ask you to
and what's wrong
conclude?
is, it's the public money. It's this money that people are really sad over. And you, Mr. Tubridy, you're the one that kept mentioning the cost of living and everything. You're the one that in the programme, we all are in this
Doesn't change
together.
how I felt. I love your county very much, by the way.
See the way you feel. There's millions of people in Ireland feel rough.
This I understand.
Deputy Griffin, the floor is yours.
Thanks very much, and thanks to